Hey family and frenzies, today I am bringing you a very easy and simple step-by-step tutorial on how to prepare these delicious country style barbecue ribs in the oven, guys. I'm also going to be giving you my top secret homemade barbecue sauce, so you're going to want to get that pen and paper ready because you are going to want to try this recipe immediately.
God, you call me by my name. The love you give me, I just can't deny. Yeah.
Okay, first, your most important step is to just make sure that you start with freshly cleaned meat. Make sure you clean your meat very well first. I cleaned this with clear water and 1 lemon. You can also use a lime as well. Just make sure your meat is thoroughly cleaned. Make sure it's not feeling sticky or slimy or anything like that. As you can see, I have my kitchen shears here. This meat is pretty thick, as you can see, and they're pretty big. So I'm just going to cut these in half. And while I'm cutting the meat, I'm also going to trim any excess fat as well. Okay, now that you're done cutting your meat and trimming all of that excess fat, it's time to season your meat. You're going to season with the black pepper, onion powder, garlic powder, and we're also going to go in with a little bit of the Lari seasoned salt. Be sure to mix this in very well. You don't need a lot of seasonings at this point because remember, you're making that homemade barbecue sauce, and your barbecue sauce is going to have all of the extra flavors you need to make this meat absolutely delicious. Next up, let's add some brown sugar, guys. As you can see, I added just enough to fit into the palm of my hands. This brown sugar is going to give your meat an absolutely delicious flavor, and it's going to help get it a good sear and golden brown color when you place it into the pan. And take note, guys, this do not have to be your holy grail when it comes to you making your country style barbecue ribs. You can use any type of seasonings you want. This is what we like to use in our household, so we do it as such. If you want to change it up, add a little different ingredients. If you want to eliminate anything, you surely can. Just do what's best for you and your family. So before we place these ribs into the oven, we're going to get a frying pan. You're going to add a little bit of cooking oil to your frying pan. Make sure you heat it up very well. We want to get a nice sear on these ribs before they go in the oven. So make sure you can take all of your ribs and fill up your pan. You're going to sear it on both sides. Now, you're not cooking these to make them well done, guys. You're just getting that golden brown sear on each side. So guys, just make sure your frying pan is on medium-high heat and make sure you sear it for just a few minutes on both sides. You want to make sure that your meat have that golden brown color on both sides before you put them into your baking pan. Now that the meat is done, you're going to get a baking pan, just any type of baking pan you have in your house. I like to line mine with foil. You're going to just take all of your ribs and just place them into the bottom of the baking pan. Now it's time to add a little bit of water to the bottom of your pan. This water is going to help prevent your meat from sticking to the bottom of that pan, and also it's going to help prevent it from burning, because if your meat starts sticking to the bottom of that pan, it's going to eventually start smoking and burning, and you don't want that. So just make sure you add water. As you can see, I'm adding water to the corners of the pan rather than pouring it across the meat. You don't want to pour the water on top of your meat. You don't want to release all those flavors into the water. You want it to stay inside your meat. So just start pouring your water into the corners of the pan. Now, you're not adding a whole lot of water. You don't want enough water to cover the meat, but you just want just enough. It should look just like that. The water is going to also help your meat to steam. Cover with foil and place this in the oven on 400 degrees for 45 minutes. Let's make some homemade barbecue sauce, guys, for these country style ribs. We're going to start off with some vinegar. You can use apple cider vinegar as well, ketchup, yellow mustard, honey, and light brown sugar. And these are the ingredients you're going to use to season your barbecue sauce. This right here, guys, is a staple ingredient when you're making your barbecue sauce. Make sure you always have that liquid smoke. It's going to give you that original barbecue flavor. First step, guys, you're going to add 1/2 cup of honey to your bowl. I took my measuring cup and I actually added some cooking spray to it. That cooking spray is going to help prevent your honey from sticking to the measuring cup. See how easy the honey poured out? So right now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a paper towel and I'm going to wipe the inside of the measuring cup because I have more ingredients to put inside this measuring cup and I don't want it to stick. Next, add 1 cup of brown sugar. You need 2 cups of ketchup. This measuring cup I'm using, guys, is only a 1/2 cup, so I'm doubling up on my measurements when it comes to using a cup. Next, you need 1/2 cup of vinegar. You can use white vinegar or apple cider vinegar. You need 1/2 tablespoon of liquid smoke, 1/2 tablespoon of garlic. You can add more if you like. 1/2 tablespoon of onion powder, 1/2 tablespoon of yellow mustard, 1/2 tablespoon of celery salt, about a 1/2 teaspoon of black pepper. If you like your barbecue sauce spicy, you can also use cayenne pepper. And last but not least, 1/2 tablespoon of paprika. Okay, guys, it's time to mix, the best part. So the first thing I'm going to do is break up all those sugars on the bottom of the bowl. You want to make sure your sugar is evenly distributed throughout all the rest of the ingredients. So make sure you break it up very well. You're going to take that whisk and you're going to whisk until all of those ingredients are evenly blended together. Look at this cutie, guys. I found this small miniature size 1/4 measuring cup. So we're going to use this because I'm going to add water to the barbecue sauce. So remember, you added vinegar to this barbecue sauce earlier. The vinegar is very strong, guys. So you're going to need that water to help cut through that vinegar taste. That is why it's very important to taste your food while you're cooking. Make sure you taste your barbecue sauce as you're mixing. This way you can measure up enough water to fit your taste and your needs, guys. This is exactly how your barbecue sauce should look. As you can see, my recipe is not a thick recipe at all. However, once you put this sauce on your meat, you can put this on your ribs, chicken, steak. Once you put this on your meat and place it back into the oven, that sauce is going to stick and it's going to penetrate deep down into your meat and give it a wonderful barbecue flavor that you cannot resist, guys. This sauce is absolutely delicious. Once your homemade barbecue sauce is complete, guys, it is time to store it in the fridge. Now, you will notice a lot of people have their cute little mason jars, but me, I don't have that, but I have an empty honey jar and that will do perfectly fine. There is a little bit of honey left in the bottom, but it's totally fine. I like using the honey jar as well because look at the top. The top is perfect, an easy pour for your barbecue sauce. And to make things easier, as you can see, I'm using a measuring cup. I'm pouring my barbecue sauce into this measuring cup so that I don't make a mess when it's time to pour the sauce into the honey jar. By doing this, you have a nice, easy, clean pour. Our ribs have been in the oven for about 30 minutes now. Look at how tender the meat is, guys. I have a knife and the knife is going right through the meat. The water helped the meat to steam inside the oven. So now these ribs are very tender and they're very juicy and they smell amazing. It's now time to add a very generous amount of barbecue sauce to your meat. Make sure all of your meat is fully coated with that sauce and you're going to place this back into the oven for another 15 minutes. There you have it, guys. Your country style barbecue ribs. Absolutely delicious. These ribs came out perfect. They are tender, they are juicy, they are smoky, and they are sweet. Let me know how you like this recipe, guys. Leave me a comment down below. Don't forget to like this video as well and subscribe to my channel below. Thanks for watching. Take care, be blessed, and stay safe, guys. Bye.